MMA Flyweight fighter Tyler Howard joining us here on the program. We're only just about 15 days away, Tyler, and we are excited, to be a part of. I honestly would love to say very great, fun-filled, family-friendly, and action-packed league at Agoge. And to me, like we've had the opportunity, we had two fighters on Monday, and now we've had the opportunity of having two more, including yourself. So, in this, there's a lot that's kind of going through a lot of fighters' minds. They're training up. They're finding different tactics and techniques to really kind of prepare themselves. But then at the same time, family, faith, and fighting. What is it truthfully for you to represent and to be fighting here at Agoge Fight League?
Well, for me, it's just it definitely comes down to faith. I have a big relationship with Christ and what He's done in my life. I have a great testimony with all that. I like Chuck and I like them a lot. Steve, he's a great guy. I like what they're doing. I really like that they are coming to my hometown. We haven't had many MMA events here in Cookeville. We've had maybe two or three throughout the last 20 years, and they weren't, the best promotion. So to have them come here in my hometown and represent, it means a lot. And it's just cool that I get to have my friends and my family out there to watch me.
When I think of flyweight division, I'm thinking of the guys that listen. The weight itself, some people may think the weight is small, but the actual atmosphere and being in the ring feels a lot bigger than when the weight class of it is. They're much more athletic, much more agile, and there's more that you kind of get. I kind of feel like these are the guys that when they train, flexibility, stamina is more important because of the fact of it's a mind game, it's a chess game. But at the same time, you're finding ways of finding those loopholes, even if it's from the grappling to the strikes, and then you get even the submissions. So what really goes into the flyweight class? Because there's a lot of really good flyweight fighters out there that I look at from techniques, composure, and how they really get out of certain situations or how they put themselves in to where they strike and they execute up until the point the ref's blowing the whistle and the fight's over.
I would have to say that comes down to the training rooms. I'm one of the smaller guys in my gym, so I have to have great technique. I'm not going to be stronger than these guys. I'm not going to be longer. Flyweight for sure is speed and stamina, I would have to say. And, obviously technique. And then when you have that great technique, you also have the really fast, explosive guys coming at you. So it's definitely a weight class that is underrated. But, I mean, like you just said it perfectly yourself, great technique, speed, stamina. I mean, it's just great action all across the board.
So you're facing Sumner here up and on this one for the 125 flyweight division. Tell me more about that with your training. I mean, don't give us all the techniques. We know that that's a magician's secret up and on here, but what you're preparing for, because oftentimes, a lot of them could say, this guy has the ability where if he strikes quick, I got to be able to match his speed. I got to make him outthink himself to where now I kind of can get him on a few grapples. I could probably get him on a few shakeups up from here. So what's kind of the game plan that you look at from there and how you train for that?
So personally, I train the same. My opponent, I have no video on him. I don't have anything on him really besides his gym and where he comes from. So for me, all I can do is focus on me and what I want to do out there. I have to be prepared for whatever may happen, and I feel like I am. But again, I just focus on me, no matter who the opponent is, whether I do have film on him, whether I don't. If I'm going out there and I'm focused on what he's doing, in my mind, I've already lost. So I just focus on me.
Makes sense and absolutely love it. Final question here for you. What's a tradition for you that you express every time when you come up and into a ring, even if you're fighting here up and into a Agoge? Is there kind of like a very special ritual for yourself? I know many people, I absolutely love it that they get the chance to pray beforehand because it's obviously clearing their mind, keeping them focused, and whatever happens, happens. It's going to be a great fight either way. So is there ever a tradition for you in your mind that's really special to you that's more meaningful?
Yeah, there is. I just have a talk with Jesus. That's all we do. I sit down with Jesus and we just talk. And you just said exactly what I say. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And in my life and my beliefs, it's all God's plan. Whatever His plan is, that's what will prevail next. The Saturday, April 25th.
There you go, guys. As you know, Tyler Howard fighting for the amateur MMA flyweight division against Sumner. You can check out the card there. April 25th, Agoge Fight League 12. Any of you that are in the Tennessee area, especially up in Cookeville, check it out at the Putnam County Convention Center, where Agoge Fight League, all the great guys, Chuck and Steven there for the promoters. Really appreciate them for the opportunity and getting a chance to interview many fighters, including yourself. Preparing for her in this fight, I think it's going to be great because not only Tyler, this is the best part because being up in Vegas, I've got a lot of my Vegas faithfuls that watch this show. We're in Colorado. BKFC is huge out here, and especially other MMA gyms. But then also we're on the radio in Atlanta. So everybody that's down south, make your way up and come up to Tennessee. So for more of Tyler Howard, check out his profile at agogefightleague.com for the fight itself. Appreciate you for coming on by. Best of luck. God bless. And we shall see what the results will be at the end of the fight. And ultimately, it's all about his plan at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I just want to give a shout out to my team, Upper Cumberland MMA. We're based right here in Cookeville. Thank you for having me on, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. See you soon. Yeah, it is such a fun event.